Okay, let's talk about then that process. Well, the process is, okay, there's your house, you've got roof damage, you've got windows blown out, or whatever it is. You may not be sophisticated enough to understand exactly what it costs to make those repairs. Two ways to approach it. First, you can let them do it and tell you what they think it is, reserving your right, of course, as I said to you, to come back and ask for more if it's not enough. But there are other things that you can do to assist. For example, if you've lost some goods inside the house, if the window got blown away and the wind came in and destroyed some personal articles, like anything else, yeah, they have to pay for them because that's part of the coverage. But you have the obligation of proving what those articles were. So, if you threw them away, you have a problem. First thing is you have to demonstrate that they were actually there. Second thing we have to demonstrate is that they were damaged. And the third thing we have to demonstrate is what they were worth. These are obligations that you have. Understand that now. You need to know it. So, that's why you may have heard in your lifetime where people have said, go through your house with a video camera, take a picture of everything so I'll know what I have because I can't even remember what I have. Second thing is you keep the receipts if you have them. But the point is that you have the obligation of demonstrating what's been lost. Now, so you say, well, wait a minute, I don't have all that stuff. Well, you need to think about what you do have because you still have the burden. And it is not the case that if you don't have a receipt, you don't get paid. It's not at all the case. What you have to be able to do is demonstrate with the best evidence that you have available to you, maybe some photographs, maybe a description, and together with a time when you bought it and what you think you paid for it. And a lot of folks will go out there and they'll say, well, I bought this refrigerator, I don't know what I paid for it, but they'll go out and look online and determine that refrigerator today costs whatever it costs, so that you've got some sense of value. Now, they're not going to pay you what a new refrigerator costs. And here's where we get into something called depreciation, which really makes people go crazy, but it is what it is. What is depreciation? Depreciation is the loss of the value of an item that results from its use. If I buy this cup and I use this cup for the next 5 years, they're going to tell you, well, that cup is no longer worth what you paid for it 5 years ago. Well, you say, well, it's the same cup. And if I went and bought this new cup, it's going to cost me what it's going to cost me. Well, they're going to say, no, we want to depreciate that item. And of course, this is where we have the gray area, and here's where we have that opportunity for, let's call it a discussion, but let's, from my perspective, let's call it a fight. And that's where there's going to be some fighting going on between you and the insurance company. But again, if you understand that you have the obligation, and you go through the effort of making the list, you go through the effort of indicating the approximate time that you purchased it, if you go through the effort of indicating the approximate amount of money that you spent, you will be helping yourself because that insurance adjuster is likely to consider what you've got on the piece of paper. And here's your option, right? If you don't give them anything, you get zero. If you give them this list, you get something, and it's something that you get a check for that you get to spend. That's what's crucial, all right? Understand that. Same thing with your house. You know, the contractor will say what it's worth or what it costs to repair. And then you have this with the roof. You hear a million times. There's a roof. Before the hurricane, it kept water out. Now it's not keeping water out. And now I got to fix the roof. And they're going to say depreciation again. And this is where, again, we have this fight about really what is the true way to reduce it for its use versus what is it going to cost to repair.